In the journey of life, weariness often becomes a companion, whether it stems from physical exhaustion, emotional turmoil, or spiritual fatigue. Many people grapple with feelings of being overwhelmed and unheard, questioning if anyone truly understands their struggles. As Christians, we find solace in the belief that God is intimately acquainted with our circumstances. This message will explore the profound truth that God knows when we are tired, sees our pain, and hears our cries. Through scripture and reflection, we will uncover the depth of God's compassion and the comfort He offers to those who are weary. Weariness can manifest in various forms, from physical exhaustion to deep emotional fatigue. The Bible acknowledges the reality of human fatigue and the burden it places on individuals. Numerous figures in Scripture experience significant weariness. For instance, Elijah, after his confrontation with the prophets of Baal, fled into the wilderness, overwhelmed and despondent. 1 Kings 19:4. Similarly, David expressed his exhaustion and longing for relief in the Psalm 31:9. Jesus, in his earthly ministry, demonstrated empathy towards the weary. In Matthew 11:28-30, he extends an invitation to those who are burdened, offering rest and relief. This passage highlights Jesus' understanding of human fatigue and his desire to provide comfort. God's omniscience means that He is fully aware of our experiences, including our pain. Psalm 139 verse 1-4 emphasizes that God knows our every thought and emotion, acknowledging that He sees our struggles even when we feel alone. In Exodus 3:7-8, God assures Moses that He has seen the affliction of His people and is deeply concerned about their suffering. This promise extends to all believers, affirming that God is attentive to our pain. Throughout the Gospels, Jesus is portrayed as compassionate towards those in distress. In John 11:35, Jesus weeps at the tomb of Lazarus, showing His empathy and solidarity with human grief. The Bible encourages believers to bring their cries and concerns to God through prayer. Philippians 4:6-7 reminds us that by presenting our requests to God, we find peace that surpasses all understanding. The story of Hannah in 1 Samuel 1:9-20 illustrates how God hears the earnest prayers of the faithful. Hannah's persistent prayers and heartfelt cry for a child were heard by God, and He responded in His perfect timing. Psalm 34:17-18 promises that God hears the cries of the righteous and is close to the brokenhearted. This assurance reinforces the belief that our cries do not go unheard, but are met with divine attentiveness and compassion. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, Paul speaks of God's grace being sufficient and His strength being made perfect in weakness. This verse highlights that God provides the strength we need even when we are at our most exhausted. Isaiah 40:28-31 promises that those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. This passage offers hope that through God's presence, we can find renewal and empowerment to face our challenges. As believers, we are encouraged to rely on God's promises and seek His presence. Psalm 23:1-4 illustrates how God's guidance and comfort provide assurance during the most trying times. In times of exhaustion, pain, and longing, it is crucial to remember that God is intimately aware of our struggles. He knows when we are tired, sees our pain, and hears our cries. The Bible provides numerous assurances of His compassion and faithfulness. As we navigate through our weariness, we can find comfort in the knowledge that God's presence is a source of strength and renewal. By turning to Him in prayer and trusting in His promises, we can experience His comforting embrace and gain the resilience needed to continue our journey. God's love and understanding are constants that uphold us, even when we feel at our weakest.